Hi guys!
Hi all.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anita Walo. If you're just watching my videos for the first time, hey, welcome to my channel. We're doing a lot of awesome things. I always say that. And today I'm doing the episode 2 of my Living in Ireland series. Thanks to everyone who has watched the first episode. If you haven't watched that yet, please just click this above and just watch that one before you come back to watch this one. All right, so as you guys can tell, I have a special guest on today's episode. I'm just going to let her introduce herself. So,
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Ngozi Elobuike. I don't know what I should say now since we are going to do a whole video kind of me talking about myself, but it's good to meet you. I live in Dublin, Ireland as well. I moved here in August of 2021. So I've been here for about 1 year. I'd say like 6 months or something like that. Yeah.
I think it's this about the same time I moved. Because I actually moved end of August.
Okay, yeah.
Towards the end.
Yeah, what day did you move?
I think it was on the 24th or something.
Okay, I moved here on the 23rd. So
Yay!
yeah, it's basically the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, so we literally spent the same time in Ireland, in Dublin precisely. So we'll just have a few things to talk about. So on today's episode, we're going to be highlighting transitioning, career, dating life in Dublin, love life in Dublin. So if you don't want to miss out on all of this exciting fun, don't go anywhere.
From a different continent, I packed a bag in confidence. I didn't come for compliments.
Okay, welcome back, guys. So I'm just really excited about today's video because it's just been a while I have had the time to sit down and do a chit chat video. I've just been so distracted with so many things. But today we are filming this just because we're just trying to have a very chill vibe. We decided to just have some
wine
and
Prosecco. Yeah. I'm already opening wine. I'm ready.
I'm a red wine person, so
I feel it. What is that? Cabernet?
This is Cabernet Sauvignon. Yeah,
I love it.
it's just one of my favorites. I just really like the taste. Tastes very fruity and
delicious.
Yeah.
I feel it.
So Ngozi actually got me some cookies and some what's this called?
They were like brownies. They said it was like brownies, and it has
Brownies.
I don't
think I've had this.
Yeah, like a toasted caramel. I'm actually not toasted caramel.
It looks really cute.
Like a toasted marshmallow thing on top. Yeah. I only bought it because it looked cute. I was
it really looks so cute. Yeah. I think this is the first one I'm going to try. The first thing we're just going to be talking about is school. So these are the questions we're just going to be answering under this. What did you study at UCD? Because we actually both went to UCD. Yeah, funny story. Yeah. So what did you study at UCD? What are your goals after your study? And did you enjoy UCD? So we'll just start with the first one. So I'm just going to ask her. Yeah. And then maybe she can ask me.
Yeah.
So, Ngozi, what did you study at UCD?
So I went to UCD and I was a sociology student. So I was in the School of Sociology. And my degree was in race, migration, and decolonial.
You need some help with that?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah. My degree itself was in race, migration, and decolonial studies. So sometimes when I say that to people, their eyes glaze over and they kind of look at me like, girl, what is that? But it's the study of people, identity, coloniality, and all that really good stuff. So yeah, it was a 1 year master's program as well.
One thing I really love about UCD is they have very
Thank you.
How is this open? It's like this, yeah?
Yeah.
What I love about UCD is they have very unique courses.
Thank you.
It's just, there's some courses I would hear that they're offering at UCD and I've never seen elsewhere.
Yeah.
That's just a very awesome thing. And then some of them are actually very useful, but then they sound very weird when you hear it. It's what is this?
Literally. And what did you study?
I studied international relations. I've actually always wanted to do that. To be honest, that's actually what I wanted to do for my first degree, but I wasn't able to because my dad wanted me to go to the University of Ibadan. Ibadan is in Oyo State, Nigeria, and because my dad's a lecturer there.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's so cool.
So he wanted me to go there, and I had to do something there, and I couldn't find anything that interested me, so I had to just study French.
Yeah.
I wanted to do international relations, but they didn't have that, so I said, I'm just going to do that for my master's.
Yeah.
So I that's what I studied at UCD. I studied international relations at UCD, and it was quite interesting. I learned a lot. Yeah. But the crazy thing is, on my first day, I felt oh my God, what am I doing here? What am I doing? Because
Wait, sorry, can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure. Go
Okay,
ahead.
you studied French, right, at University of Bono.
Yeah.
Amazing university, first of all. Like, they used to do study abroad trips at my university.
Oh,
So, yeah, I
really?
went to Howard University in Washington, D.C., and all the students, if they were going to Nige to study, would do study abroad at your university.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone would come back, and I don't know, they loved it. But studying French is so interesting. Was it a language that you had kind of picked up early on? Was it spoken at home? How many languages do you speak now as well? You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, I'll just say I really, really love the French language. And it was just really weird for me because, like, no one in my family spoke French. My dad loved it so much, but he just
Yeah.
couldn't speak it.
Yeah.
Just to digress a bit, my dad told us this story once where I think he went to, was it Cameroon or which one of these francophone African
Countries,
countries,
yeah.
and he was in a bus, right? And everyone was speaking French, and he couldn't understand a word, right? And he was supposed to like let them know where he was supposed to get off. But he couldn't say it. Like he
Oh my
didn't
God.
know how to even say, okay, I think I've reached my stop, and like he just kept going, and then that's how they passed.
Yeah.
And he didn't even get his change, so he felt so horrible that he's like, my children are gonna learn French. So hey,
Yeah, that's so good.
here I am. So I just
So good.
it was just funny. I just picked interest like as a child, and I started taking it seriously in like end of primary school, secondary school. My dad got us like a lesson teacher. He was from Togo,
Yeah.
so he could speak French and like, you know, taught me
A native speaker, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So it was really good. I watched a lot of French movies, cartoons, just to get the accent. So like if I'm speaking French, I can get like the original French accent. I don't even sound like francophone French.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like I.
She said, she said, I speak upper echelon. I feel it.
So yeah, that's how I learned. And then in university, I just like looked at the courses, and I'm like, nothing else interests me aside French. They don't have what I want, which is international relations.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why I ended up studying French
IR.
there, and then
Or-
IR
okay,
here.
got
Just
it,
so I
yeah.
could also merge it. I planned to do maybe work in an embassy
Yeah.
or like something fancy like the EU,
Yeah,
the
consulate
UN,
vibes.
all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was the vibe
Yeah.
until
I mean,
Ireland did me struggle.
okay, we'll talk about it. We'll get into it.
Yeah. So, what are your goals after your study? Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we both are similar in the fact that we have like big diplomat vibes. Let's talk about it.
Right.
I want to be a diplomat. Like that's my ultimate end goal. And I suppose a bit about me. So I studied, race, migration, and decolonial studies, which was a sociological study. But my background is not in sociology. In undergrad, I actually studied biology. I was a biology major. And then my first master's was in global health and development. So because of that, I was on the pre-medical track for most of my life. I was going to be a doctor, Dr. E, I'm Nigerian. My parents, although I'm born in California, my whole family were Nigerian. So it was kind of like, that was kind of the anticipated pathway. But there got to a point where I'd always been interested in global health. And then I went and studied global health in London. And I got fascinated with the ways in which our system and society is structured. So then I was like, okay, I don't want to go into medicine anymore, but what do I want to do? And the world opens up when you finally give yourself permission to answer that question. When you finally give yourself permission to say, I actually want more than what I originally thought I did.
Yeah.
That's a very long-winded answer to say my goals after studying are to become a diplomat. That's my ultimate goal. I do. Come on.
Same here.
We're on the pathway there. Yes. Cheers to that. Yeah. Most definitely. And in the States, you have to take the Foreign Service Officer exam. So I'm trying to begin studying for that exam.
awesome.
And yeah, like I also am really interested in my PhD. So I do a lot of like guest lecturing for university students, a bit of consulting as well at the moment. And that's kind of where I'm at. I think moving forward, I really categorize myself as a global scholar, one, and a cultural entrepreneur, two. So a mix of that and having a really full life. That's really long answer.
Wow.
That's
like you
it.
have
Yeah.
so many career goals, and it's just really awesome because you've studied quite a lot of things now, because it's not just global health. Like you've talked about a couple of other
Yeah.
things. And I feel like it's just good to get all that knowledge so that we can just put it to good use. But for me, like nothing too serious. To be honest with you, like since I knew how to do business, I've always just wanted to just be like an entrepreneur. I want to make money off YouTube, of course. So that's why you guys need to subscribe and watch my videos
Immediately.
And you guys need to also subscribe to her channel. I'm gonna
Please,
leave
yes.
her link in the description box. Please do not forget to click the link and subscribe to her channel, and also just watch her videos. We have to get this bread
Immediately.
this year.
Ego.
Yeah.
Ego. Immediately.
You know, I just want to have like multiple streams of income. I've never really been interested in lecturing, like where my dad always feels like, because I'm kind of like, will I say the smartest in the house?
Yeah.
He just feels, oh, my daughter's she's gonna be a lecturer like me. No, daddy, no. I'm sorry to crush your dreams. So yeah, I wanted like just have my own business. I had an online restaurant when I was in Lagos with my cousin. It's called the Sauce Bistro. So we used to make like suya and chips. You know how you have like chicken and chips, but suya and chips, and then we had some like really nice custom made sauces. So
Wow.
yeah, so
cool.
I want to continue that. Like I want to have my own like Nigerian restaurant here in Ireland. I want to
Me
make
too,
meals.
actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'm on the more, sorry to interject, but I'm on the more like sommelier, like drinks, cocktails side of it. But I think a restaurant here is so
Awesome.
necessary when you decide to build
because there
one,
aren't actually a lot of them, so I just feel like it's just going to be a good idea. I do makeup as well, so like that's just another one of my businesses that I really like to grow here. And then like for like the whole career school ish, I had always hoped to be a diplomat, just like Ngozi. But the thing is, here it's just not so easy for me because I mean, coming from a non-EU country, from Nigeria, I'm just going to say like coming from Nigeria and being born in Nigeria, not having any other passport, like it's just really difficult, transitioning into that after studying it here. So I just thought it was going to be so easy. Like after studying international relations, you just be able to, apply for roles relating to being a diplomat or just stuff like that. And or like consular roles, just kind of like roles.
Exactly.
But then you just see the requirements there, like saying the person has to be an EU citizen, or you have to be Irish, or you have to know how to speak Gaelic. And I'm like, oh, come on. Like, I just feel like I made the wrong choice of like coming to here to study international relations. I feel like if I had known that the tech industry was like a big thing here,
girl.
I would have done, even if it's like the basic tech. Oh, that tech money, Jesus Lord.
Let's talk about it.
That tech money is like is mad.
Are you kidding
It's
me?
mad because I feel so bad that like with this kind of course that I studied, I'm not able to get the kind of job that's going to bring me that kind of blood money,
Yeah. I think it kind of segues into the next question. It's like, did you enjoy UCD as a question itself? Like, did you like the campus? But also, like, do you think you have like your degree is quite useful? We both study things that are, international relations and kind of sociology that aren't like really technical. We didn't come here studying like computer science or something that you could easily apply. And I think for me, I'm working on pivoting out of my current field. Like, though I have dreams of diplomacy, I really want to pick up a skill set that will allow me to engage with a lot more than just a strictly kind of, with beyond my current field. And learning how to do that has been quite difficult. And I'm on my way.
Same here.
I've been getting there. I've been making my inroads, and I think for me, what's been most fruitful thus far, because I do have some like new opportunities coming down the pipeline in terms of tech, has been figuring out what skills I personally specialize in, and then marketing that. Like recently, I went to this like networking event for women who are interested in startups. I don't have a startup. I don't have one. But I was like, I would love to know about startups. Like,
so it's great. So when you plan to start like your cocktail bar, or
it
just really help
exactly
you when
right. And there's like regular startups, and then there's tech enabled startups. And maybe my startup won't be tech enabled, but like now I'm about to speak on a diversity panel around tech. Not for any other reason except the fact that like I know about diversity, and they needed somebody with my specific expertise in the space. So in the same way, like international relations could easily connect to like cybersecurity, other forms of terrorism related to tech, and making that pivot and connecting the dots for people might just be the inroads.
Yeah, actually,
you know, like,
actually, that's just it. And one thing I always just say is also like when I apply for roles related to international relations, I just always put it out there that like I've created a policy document, because that's like one of the projects that we did. I think we created a policy for like advocating for inclusion of women into, say, very critical decision making panels in the government, like just have equal representation. I think that course I did was women, gender, and equality. So it was like a policy document. It was really good. We actually got like the highest score in class, and it was crazy. So like I always just add that and say, this is what I've done. I mean, like, if you need me to send it to you, I can send it to you so you can take a look at it, like, I did for yourself. So that kind of thing is why I just use, like, shoot my shots.
Yeah.
But apparently, my shots always miss.
No.
It doesn't go. Yeah, that's just really it for me. But yeah, I did actually enjoy studying at UCD. UCD is very beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. It's the most beautiful campus I've ever been at. Like, I'm just being flat out honest. And it's so big. I haven't even been through the length and breadth of UCD.
Me neither.
I've never been to Smurfit.
Me neither. I'm going there next week. That's the first time.
I need to actually go to Smurfit and vlog. Like, I need to. Maybe I'll just take out a Friday because I'm no longer working Fridays. So, hallelujah, by the way. So, I just probably take out a Friday, and I really actually just want to go there and vlog, like, what exactly is in the Smurfit campus. So, UCD is it's a very interesting place to go to. It's we have like, there's a lot of, I say we have because I was like there are a lot of professors that are, very knowledgeable, you know, on so many issues. And then if you have any issue, they're the ones like reaching out to, okay, if you need any help, I'm here to assist you, and all of that. So UCD is great. And yeah, I totally enjoyed studying there. I just only feel bad I didn't stay on campus, so I didn't get to, experience the student life
vibe. Yeah,
exactly.
Same.
Exactly. But aside that, like, it was great for me.
I agree.
So I think we've basically touched on some aspects of career, because that's like the next thing we're supposed to be talking about. So, but we'll just like basically just brush through that again. So what was it like transitioning from a student to a working professional for you?
Ghetto. I mean, that's a good question. So I think for me now, and maybe you relate as well, I've been out of undergrad for, oh my god. Woo, yeah, I've been out of undergraduate for like 5 years. So I graduated from my biology degree in 2019. And then, I mentioned that I studied and did my first master's in London. And when I finished my first master's in London, it was during the global pandemic. And I studied global health. So I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to get a job. This is going to be a piece of cake. No. It was rough. I actually went back, like finished my full degree, and I was working at a beauty bar, like a waxing salon. You know what I mean?
That's not what you wanted,
yes, no,
right? That's not, yeah.
I'm selling people lotion for minimum wage. No, ma'am. So I said, and then, coming to Ireland, I had won a contest, and that's how I ended up here. So I said, this is my chance again to be living in Europe. I'm not going to mess this up. So the first day I stepped foot on campus at UCD, I went to class, and I went to career office. Because I said, here's my CV.
No time.
I said, no time. Money half you made. Yeah. Money half you made. Period. So that mindset shift that had coming in was that I know employment is coming down my throat quickly, and I need to set myself up for success. So as a student, I was present. I did wonderfully in my course, I built the relationships, but my mind was always 1 foot in the classroom, 1 foot networking. Yeah. 1 foot in the classroom, 1 foot another opportunity to improve.
Oh, I actually met Ngozi at a networking event.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually how we met. Yeah. So
we met at we were both in the mix.
She's a networking queen. That's probably the only one I ever went for.
Really? To be honest. You should come to more. Or like if you're interested in business and stuff, like there's a lot of networks that
I really like
that I go to often. Yeah. So I'll tell you to come with me.
Sure.
So I knew that being a student was one part of it. And if a student is watching this and you're moving to Ireland, or you're working professional moving to Ireland, thinking about how you can strategically advance your career, which is what I worked really hard to do in 2022, you need to start thinking strategically and like 3 steps ahead. Like, it's not enough, in my view, to just do the status quo.
Yeah.
What people won't tell you when you move abroad for the first time, that my parents always told me because they moved to the United States, but I didn't listen. You know, they give you the, you know, we had to you just, you know, it doesn't
like, because you have parents that, like, somewhere it's going to be so easy. Yeah, like, always that thought.
Yeah, and they always used to tell me growing up, you're gonna have to work twice as hard.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I won't get into the intricacies of like racism and systems of oppression here, because y'all ain't paying me to hear that from me. But I will say, I do think it's true. When we are entering the job force, we're entering as migrants, right? As people who are maybe not the easiest to hire. So there has to be a high level of vigilance, I suppose, on our part.
Sorry, just add something to that, like, just by saying that, like, so we came here to do a master's degree, right? And you're applying for jobs that some people who haven't even finished their bachelor's are getting, like, easy at the snap of the finger, like, easy, no jokes, like, they would just look at you like, I could just hire someone else. I literally applied for a job once, I think this time I was still at UCD, where it said they would only consider, like, looking outside the EU if they didn't get any candidate that they wanted. So it wasn't about what qualifications do you have, it was just about where are you from. Do you understand? And some of them would say they're all for diversity, inclusion, all of that stuff. And then they ask you, are you a citizen of Ireland? Why are you asking me?
That's the first thing.
Bruh, why are you asking me?
I'm applying for diversity roles because that's my niche, and that's the type of question that I'm
why are you asking me? Like, it shouldn't matter. Like, just take a look at my CV and take a look at, you know, my qualifications, educational, and even, you know, skill sets and all of that, and just see if you can actually hire me. Don't hire me based on where I'm from. It doesn't make any sense. And that's why I say, I'm just resonating with the fact that you say we have to actually work twice as hard. So just in case you're coming down here, just keep that back of your mind. Like, what the Irish citizens would easily just get without much stress, we actually have to, like, work 2 or 3 times more to get the same.
Most definitely.
So that's just the truth.
And like, you know, if anybody is listening to this and trying to buck back, like, no, you, like, of course you have to work twice as hard, or no, it's actually hard for all of us. Yes, we can talk about how across the board in the global, you know, environment, you know, go ahead, in our geopolitical climate, of course everybody's having difficulty finding employment, but we're not going to overlook the fact that there is intersectionality, meaning that a migrant is going to have more difficulty, whether or not you want to acknowledge it. The statistics say it, right? Like, we know that there are hiring practices in place that encourage people to hire Irish people over migrants. And some might say, of course there should be, right? Some might say, yes, well, wouldn't you want people who are native to the country to be gainfully employed before anybody else? Yes, you can believe that, but that doesn't negate the fact that our experience says it's hard for us.
Because nobody tells you these things unless you're actually there and you're, like, experiencing it for yourself.
Most definitely. Most definitely. And going back to my parents, you know, because they had a migration experience, that's what I literally, like, they put it in my baby formula bottle twice as hard. And I think that's been my kind of motivating force very early on, which contends with my love for enjoyment and ease, you know what I mean? Because I'm soft girl. Anyway,
soft girl vibes
immediately. So I'd say transitioning was a bit difficult for me because after I had finished my dissertation, I was actually unemployed. I had an employment contract as a consultant in the summer. I came to an abrupt end. So from September, when I was writing my dissertation, to October, I was unemployed, which was very difficult because I had worked 2 jobs during my course, one in the States and one here. And then I'd worked in that consultancy role. And so not to be able to support myself, and on top of my scholarship, so I'm still, you know, all that to say, transitioning was difficult, but because I had been so strategic early on, I was thankfully able to gain employment. And I do have some things coming down the pipeline. I'll be transitioning later to work for an accounting firm as a consultant. And so I think
that's awesome, by the way.
Thank you. But like, my background, to your point, like, I didn't have any consulting experience.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Right? Like, even like here, sometimes I just realize, like, what you study is not actually in the end what you end up doing. To be fair, excuse my language. There's sometimes you just study something and then you move into something extremely unrelated. So
exactly.
Just happens. Like, the wind just blows you that way.
And so most definitely.
Employment opportunities available also, like, are a major factor.
So
it's not just so much about what do I like to do. It's about what is available in this market.
Yeah,
Like,
most definitely. And one of my favorite authors, Candice Brayworth, might be saying her name wrong, but she's a UK-based Black British author. She said, pick the lifestyle that you want and then get the job that would allow you to afford that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And as somebody deeply involved in social impact for most of my life, that was at first something hard for me to conceive. Especially in my course, we talk a lot about like anti-colonialism, anti-capitalism and anti-colonialism. But I actually think it's true. I think I have to, they say, cut your cloth. Do you know that?
yeah, cut your coat according to your cloth.
Yes, there we go, there we go.
Not according to your size.
There we go,
Yeah.
there we go. That's a good one. So yeah, anyway, to answer the question, transitioning was difficult.
Yeah.
Now I work as an international project executive for a nonprofit in Ireland. But it's still hard going. It's no easy.
So, I'd say this is maybe someone's most interesting part of this video, because I know a lot of people actually like wondering, what's the dating life in Dublin? What's the love life like in Dublin? You know, like, how has that been for you? And, how would you describe the dating scene? Do you think it is better here or at home? What are the negatives?
You start.
Yeah. Why?
You go ahead, start. Go ahead and start, baby.
Wow. Okay.
Call myself some more. Go ahead and start.
Okay. Dating in Dublin. To be honest, it hasn't been easy. First of all,
Why?
I'm just gonna start from when I came. So I came here in August 2021, and at that time I was in a relationship from Nigeria. So my then boyfriend was in Nigeria while I was here. Like, I just left. And in my mind, I'm like, because first of all, I'd never had to do crazy long distance. Like, I had done long distance at some point in my life, but it wasn't that bad, like 2 different countries, right? So things were fine for the beginning, 1-2 months. And then I don't know, there's just this, I don't know, there's just this devil that we enter inside somewhere and just sprinkle.
Bro.
Anytime you're doing long distance relationship, there's always one nonsense that will just sprinkle salt and say something must die. You know that kind of thing.
Let's rewind. What was, in your view, he might be watching. Hey boo, hey ex, how you doing? What do you think was the major point of contention? Was it the distance itself, or was it the resentment that the distance bred? Do you know what I mean? Like, was it the fact that you all were apart, or the fact that you couldn't see each other and engage? You kind of build up assumptions or problems that can't be thoroughly discussed.
I think it's just the second part, because like then when you can't see each other, you're not able to resolve issues physically. So I'm currently in a relationship now, and sometimes like my boyfriend and I actually have to see each other to resolve some issues. Like sometimes it's not just about texting, right? But when you can't do that, like things are exaggerated, you tend to overreact. He tends to overreact, and the situation just blows up in your face, and I'm like, no, I can't deal with this anymore, because at that time I was still dealing with my accommodation issues. So like a lot of girls,
if you have watched Anita's video on her accommodation issues,
I was homeless.
Let's go. Put it in the card. Where are you? Probably
right here.
Oh, right here. Watch that, girl. I watched that video with that crazy little lady who said you can't be in the house past 10 a.m.
I'm glad you said
that. Jesus.
And I'm paying rent.
What's her life?
Yeah,
what's her life?
How can you tell me when to leave the house? House I'm paying. I wasn't allowed to bring in guests. I wasn't allowed to take food, like even if it's snacks, into the room. I had to eat downstairs. I wasn't allowed to use my phone. I'm like, this is a military machine.
You can't use
military.
The phone that I pay my.
That's like it doesn't make any type of sense. To be honest, I just told myself, no, I can't deal. And the most annoying part was not just even all of this. This lady was hoping for me to say I was going to take my food and throw it in the trash. I had like crayfish, dry fish, everything. I had all of that stuff, and then this lady was just like, this smell is going to ruin my fish in the fridge, and I'm like, girl, bruh. Come on, and then the sad thing is, she was saying like, isn't it illegal to bring stuff like that? They should have checked at the border and blah blah blah. That's when I'm like, nah, like the red flags are just
it's just cocaine. What do you think?
And I'm like, no, if I stay with this one, I'm just gonna go mad. So I was practically like homeless. I'm not even gonna lie. There was one time that they even threw me out of the hostel I was in. Like the manager literally told someone to tell me to leave the premises. That has never happened to me in my life. even if I go to a hotel, say in Lagos, and maybe like it was time for me to leave, you wouldn't tell me to leave the premises. Like, that would never happen. So my friend AY knows about this because she was there that day. Like, I'm sure she's watching. Like, she was literally there that day, so she knows how crazy it was. So yeah, so that was my accommodation issue that I was dealing with at that time. And then there was like, adjusting into a new country, different weather. Nigeria is hot, Ireland is cold. This was like fall, but
yeah, it's still cold. It's cold to me personally.
Yeah, because I was never used to this type of setting. Like, I've always been in the temperate region of Nigeria. So basically, I had so much I was dealing with at the time, and my relationship that time wasn't like making it easier for me. I'll just be depressed. I'll just be crying on my own in the bus, and and here, like, nobody cares. You'll be crying, use your hand and clean your eye because nobody give a fuck. To be honest, like, and it was cold. So when the cold slaps your face, nobody will tell you to stop. Auntie, clean that tears and move on, because so that's how it was. And I just told myself, no, I couldn't deal with this anymore. It broke my heart so much, but like, we just had to break up. And since then, like, I've enjoyed getting to know myself more in a new environment and all of that. And I've met a couple of people. I have met a couple of people, some useless. I'm not going to mince words. Some actually useless. And then,
talk about it.
to be honest, guys here, from my experience,
most of them experience. I'm so
I've met a couple of them, and I've been to parties as well. Like, this was before my relationship. I've been to like house parties as well. I've been to gatherings. Like, I've seen guys, and some have even come into my DMs and stuff. So like, I know the kind of guys here in Dublin, and most of them are just like, they're just users. A lot of them just want to get under your pants.
Talk about it.
Like, that's actually what they have in mind. Just catch cruise. They're just like, they're looking for the next best thing to just catch cruise with, and then they're on to the next. So that's just the vibe here. And some of them who would actually like really be into you, they just want you to be around, but they're not ready to commit. Do you understand? Like, they don't want a relationship, they just want a situationship. And I'm not about that. Like, I want to be in a stable relationship with one person. I don't want to be just
exactly.
Just going with the vibe. No, like, that has never been it for me. I'm a relationship person, so I'm a lover girl anyway. So like, there's this one person who just like practically wasted my time. We were together for like 3-4 months. It never transitioned into a relationship, because then at that end stage, he's like, I don't think I'm ready for a relationship. And it's like, bruh, I told you from the start, if this is not what you want, you should just let me know. You don't wait for me to catch feelings like 4 months in, and then you're telling me this. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? So and it's just about them using excuses, like they're trying to like chase their career and all. I'm like,
are we not all trying to chase our careers?
They want to be jobless.
We're all trying to chase our careers. Come on.
Like, they just use very silly excuses, and it doesn't make sense to me, because I could be married and still chasing my career.
Most definitely.
No one said being in a relationship takes up all your time, that you do not have the time to do anything else. That's not it. Like, you can actually be in a relationship and still like go to school. You can still study. You can still do whatever. People that are married, some of them are still having their PhD and whatever.
I was just about to say,
I just felt like that was a very stupid excuse. You're chasing your career. You don't want any distractions. But you've been leading me on for the past 4 months. So like, that just really threw me back. And at some point, I just like withdrew myself from the whole dating scene. And I was just watching things from afar. Well, in a nutshell, how am I in a relationship now?
Because let's fast forward to the.
It will interest you to know that, you know how they say,
if you're not looking for it.
No. How they say, you're in the world but not from the world, that kind of thing. So he was literally just coming from Nigeria, so he wasn't in the whole
he's fresh meat,
he's
fresh meat. I see what you did. He snagged him out plane, you said.
Funny thing, like, he actually met me on my YouTube channel.
Really?
So like, we just started talking, and when he came down here, we just heated things off, and that's how we just started it. Like, he literally came to start the relationship, so that's just how it was. He was never in
the mix. Wait, so you guys had met, he'd seen your videos online, and then came, and then you guys went on a date
before he came. So we already knew we're heading there, but like, coming down just like confirmed everything. Let's do this. Are
you guys from the same, because you went to University of Ibadan, so you're from Ibadan or Oyo State, or what?
I'm actually from Imo State.
I'm okay.
Igbo.
I was gonna say, because
Chiso maybe is my Igbo name.
Okay.
So I'm actually from Imo State. I'm from Mbise. It's really great to be with someone from the same tribe. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not easy because there's like different mix of different types of people here. So like finding someone who is actually from the same tribe as you is not so easy.
Yeah,
But I'm not gonna lie, it's really difficult to find love when you like move into a new
Oh,
country.
yeah, most definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Most people are fighting for their lives.
That's the truth.
We're fighting for our lives, okay? And then you add love into the mix. It's not always. I think to your point, I've discussed this as well on my channel.
Yeah.
Check it out. The fact that when you arrive to Dublin as a new Dubliner, and I get a lot of questions, even on a TikTok I posted today about like, oh, there's a Black community in Dublin. You know, my Black Irish friends really push back against me. Like, of course there's a big community, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I let them know that it's not until this generation that I've seen personally that you see Black Irish people enter the mainstream media. And they've been doing it most frequently from what I've seen through reality TV. And so before that, you have no strong conceptualization of what it is to be Black and Irish. And so forgive us, those who are new, for not being well acquainted with lifestyle and culture here. It's a learning experience, as most migrant stories are. But in terms of dating, I always break it down. There's different variations of it. In my YouTube video, I was like, okay, like, when you're fresh meat, like when you're fresh on the block, everybody want to know who you are.
Yeah,
Not gonna
exactly.
It's like, oh, who's that girl?
Oh my
She's
God, who's that girl?
cute, you know. And I think that
They
was
always call them new batch.
New
Like,
batch.
New batch.
Oh,
like,
I didn't know there's a name.
New batch of 2023 sets. Oh, new like the fresh blood.
Oh,
like,
okay. I call them fresh meat. That's a good word for it too. And so as new batch, you know, like you're coming in and there's a lot of people here. You're eager to make friends, as I was, and it's really interesting. For me, I'm the only one of two Black women who from the United States who were coming to live in Ireland. So I only had met one other person from UCD, but she wasn't quite involved in the Nigerian community. So I always felt like it was like me, one of one, kind of just standing in the corner. And I'm Nigerian, so of course it makes it easy to like, you know, gist with people. But you don't have, haven't been around people who have the exact same kind of full cultural background that I've had. So love was interesting because I think people kind of saw that as an opportunity to engage with me, you know, like, oh, nga baby,
tomato jaws.
Yeah, literally. And it was cool, it was exciting. I think compared to the question, compared to back at home, I went to a historically Black college, so I went to school with like, say, 80% Black people. So,
but that's different here, like in Ireland. Like the Black people at UCD are very few. Like they're not so many.
Yeah. Did you ever go to like an AACS event or like we have Afro Soap, which is like the African Caribbean Society?
I never really. So the thing is, like all the while I was in school, I was just busy fighting for my life, trying to pay my rent. Yeah. Because I got a full scholarship, so that was sorted. But I needed to sort out accommodation. And you know how expensive accommodation here is. So like I was always working. When I wasn't in class, I was working. So that's how I was able to cope. So I didn't really have the time to go for many of these things. And I lived far away from college. So
campus as well. Yeah. I only went to one event anyway. Yeah. And it's quite, I think because we're master's students, it was quite undergrad. It was like undergrad focused. So I never really connected with the people there as well.
Actually was very undergrad.
Yeah. But back to love, sorry. I dated a lot at the beginning while I was here, and I used dating apps. That was kind of my
white guys.
No. I have a penchant for Nigerian.
You said it. I swear.
I know.
It was me.
I actually haven't dated anybody that was Irish.
I actually went on a date with like two white guys before. It was just really different because you really can't connect on some levels. Like you want to talk, even when you talk about music. And then it's like he was playing some music and it's kind of like Burna Boy. And it's like, who's Burna Boy? I'm like, oh my God, how you don't know?
African giant, you don't know. Yeah. Most definitely. That's kind of not my cup of tea ordinarily. Don't quote me if you see me married to someone. You never know. But everyone that I was dating was Nigerian. A few of them were Black Irish. So Ireland has, Nigerians who have moved here in the early 2000s. It's when the massive wave of immigration came, and from them came like this new generation who are now growing up, a lot of them in their 20s or 30s or in their teens. Yeah. So I was dating them, and then my boyfriend now is Yoruba actually. Yeah, he's not Igbo. But he came in our set, and
It's still fresh blood.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, we met on a dating app, so we met on Hinge as well.
Awesome.
But Dublin is so small, like even if you meet somebody on a dating app, you're gonna have like 3 or 4 mutuals
Yeah,
immediately.
That's
yeah,
the thing.
yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I would say, is it better than back home? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I was talking about like dating at Howard. So since Howard was an HBCU, like, people that I was dating were of a similar profile. Either they were Nigerian American, or they were Nigerian international students going to Howard. That was kind of the type of men that I dated. So I'd say it's the same, except here it seems that there's like a heightened sense of eagerness.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
For me, like dating back home in Nigeria was like so much easier,
Really?
Easily connect. Yeah. You can easily like connect on so many levels because like first of all, there's so many like Nigerians just like yourself, so you can easily pick and select from the variety. But here there's just like a certain number of people. Well, there's a black community, yes, but then it's not as wide as it would be like in Nigeria. So before you find someone that first of all has sense, knows God, and is hardworking and career driven, it's not so easy, to be honest. Like you just have to. It takes some time to find that person. Maybe the person first of all ticks off 2 boxes, and then the rest is like, nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't be with a lazy guy. I cannot, because I'm working so hard to make a better life for myself and my children. So you cannot come around me and be slacking. Hello. Like, it's just difficult, like finding that kind of person, and someone who also like genuinely cares about you, because the person will actually have all of that and just be self-centered, because some guys are like that. And so it's just really difficult on like when you're in Nigeria and you have so many people to select from, some maybe old classmates and some people you just meet. So that's just pretty much it for me. Like,
can I spill some tea?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
All right. One thing that is more evident here than the context that I was at back at home, and maybe because when I was dating in undergrad, we were all kind of in undergrad, so it was just people coming in 18, 19, etc.
Yeah.
Here, some of these men, especially those who are coming straight from Congo, because I've dated somebody who's Congolese, Niger, Ghana. Some of you are crazy. Wow. Some of you are born bad. Some of you don't get sense. That's how you say it, right? Like, some of y'all need Jesus,
Lord,
or you need Allah. I don't care who you pray to. You need them immediately. You know why? I don't know what it is. Some of you are wild. For me, the biggest thing that was just so shocking was how many people who are in very serious relationships back at home try to chat to you. Like, they will engage you.
Oh my God, yeah,
and for
that a lot here.
For me, like, I was interested in somebody, right? Like, and like really, really interested in the person.
And they would wait for you to get to that level of interest. They will wait. They will creep into your heart. These bloody heartbreakers serve you breakfast on a platter of gold.
It wasn't even breakfast. Like, it wasn't even full. Like, it wasn't even continent. Just small. Gary. There was no eggs. But I think we were like, I was really interested in him. We were talking back and forth. And we're at dinner one day, and he tells me, "Oh yeah, by the way, I have a girlfriend back at home." A couple months later, he asked me, "Oh, like we see each other at parties." Like, "Oh, you want?" Yeah, he's like, "Oh, you want to come to Niger in December?" I was like, "Oh, sure, whatever." He's like, "Yeah, you can come to my wedding." I said, "Huh? What? You're on drugs."
Excuse me.
You're on drugs. It's so disrespectful. And for me, like back at home, that's like, because like people mention it, but here just seeing it and reliving it in person, or they'll know you're in a relationship and they'll still be in your DMs.
Yeah, it's very disrespectful.
I don't understand. Like, it really get. Anyway, I've said enough.
So the thing is, one thing I've realized is sometimes like when a girl or a guy say is in a relationship or is married, that's when people actually want to chat to you. Like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
when people want to step up to you and say, hey, hi, shorty, what you
You're
doing? Like, how
yeah,
you know, I
it's an
think,
ego thing. They want to see if they
yeah,
can take your attention.
yeah, exactly. And some of them also just want to, how do I put this on? They feel that, okay, for this person to be in, like, in a successful relationship, or like a, you know, you feel,
Oh my
she's
God.
responsible or he's responsible. Oh my God, he has a wife, so this is a responsible guy. He's going to send me money. He's going to be, you know, he's going to be a sugar daddy, you know, that kind of thing. So like they want to be with people like that. But like the single guys, just, I know some girls that would say, oh, I just want to be with a guy who's married already, who has, some people,
Yeah, I've heard that.
and they say it so naturally, like everything is
It's
fine.
fine. I've heard like, oh, I want to be with the guy who's already been in a relationship because then I know he's a relationship guy. Huh?
Jesus.
Are you alright?
It actually happens a lot, not
Yeah.
even just here, like back in Nigeria. There's a lot
Yeah.
of them, when they see that you're married, that's when they want to get to you. And was it difficult making friends in Dublin? Did you know anyone before you came, and what do you do for fun?
Your name?
Yeah. You always want me to start first. Okay, I'm just gonna be very brief about this one. Was it difficult making friends in Dublin? I'd say it wasn't. And it was, in a way. So first of all, I only knew one person before I came to Dublin, and her name is Offere, and we had never met before I came to Dublin. We just been talking on the phone, and we. So I saw her for the first time here. That was the first person I knew, and then like I also got to know like one or two of her friends. So they kind of like just became mutual friends, and then from there, like there was this WhatsApp group. So there's always these like with these WhatsApp groups that they have
in these WhatsApp groups.
Yeah, they always have these WhatsApp groups where like
Yeah.
the new batch,
Okay, yeah.
like new set of Nigerians that have come into, you know, in Dublin to study. So I got to know a few people from there as well. One of them, we lived together. She's a very close friend of mine, AY. So I got to know AY from that group, and then like we got to live together. Like the first place I lived in, we were literally roommates.
Oh,
We moved to another house again, so we've like I got to know her from there, and then but the thing is I really didn't get to know anyone from UCD. So like I said, in UCD, like there's the community, the black community is not so big like that in UCD the way I imagined it. So I didn't really get to make like Nigerian friends
who went to UCD?
who went to UCD. So that's just really it. And then you just get to meet some more people when you go for like house parties and stuff like that. So you get to know more people. And I just only have a very small circle of friends. I've always just been the kind of person I like to have small circle of friends. It just makes my life easier. So I have a small circle of friends here. They're not as many as I thought. So it's easy to make friends when you go for these parties and stuff. But like it's not so easy coming from like college, like going to class. Nobody send your daddy. Like everybody just wants to go to class and just leave.
Dip.
That's honestly the
culture,
vibe. And it's different from the way it is in Nigeria. In Nigeria, like after class, people want to connect. What's up now? I like your hair, blah 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 blah. And then you guys get talking and you become friends. It's just, the system is just so different here. Everybody's minding their business.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
everyone, and it's not like anybody's being proud. It's not pride. It's just the vibe here.
Yeah,
to be honest, because some of these people are actually very humble and they have money, but the problem is everybody just minds their business, and that's just the vibe around here. So I'd say it was easy and it wasn't so easy. And what do I do for fun? This, for one. I like to create content. I like to edit videos, but these days not so much because it's so stressful. I love to cook. Oh my god, sometimes cooking for me is just therapeutic. Like I might not be hungry and I'm like, I just want to make this. I just want to make that. And I just, you know, go in, and I love my kitchen space anyway. Like it's very
gorgeous.
Yeah,
that's what we're filming now.
Yeah, like I like to cook for fun and take pictures as well, and also just like hang with my friends, or like maybe just do like a house party, like a small in-house party. I don't get to do this all the time, but these are basically things I like to do for fun, listening to music and all of that stuff. So yeah. What about you?
So for me, it wasn't that difficult making friends. So I wanted to be an RA, a resident assistant at UCD, because you get discounted housing, but they turned down my application, unfortunately. And so I was just on Daft.ie. Was it Daft? No, Roomigo. It's another app, and I was just looking for a place to stay.
I've never heard of that one. What's
it's new. It's Roomigo. Roomigo. Yeah. And I was just looking. Honestly, I was looking for black women to live with. And then somebody reached out to me, and it was a beautiful house with two black women who are both of my roommates now, and both of them were raised in Ireland, but of course they come from Caribbean and African backgrounds. And so that was easy, because as soon as I plugged in with them, like everything just came together. And I think I'm even trying to remember like how I really first got my footing, like the very first kind of days I was here, because I'm a person where I want to know where the Black community is in New Jersey. Yeah. If I'm visiting a place, if I've moved to a place, like that is my first. Where am I gonna get my hair done? Where the party's at? Where the vibes at? What do people do? Where are the good brunch places? That's kind of my 5-finger thing. So there was a girl who followed me on Instagram, and she invited me to a rooftop party. And there, I think that's just when my first kind of foray or introduction into the Black community here and learning about everybody. It was easy from there to get to know people, and like we said, like when you're fresh meat, people kind of want to know who you are.
Yeah, it's like, who's that girl?
Yeah, and that's exactly how it is. So yeah, most of my friends have developed organically from relationships there. I met one of my closest friend in Ireland.
I was in Bumblebee one time in my
Bumblebee
life.
as well.
That's where I met the white guy that I went on a date with.
Oh, okay. I was on the friendship side. But yeah, and then since then it's quite easy. I find personally for me making friends is quite easy because I'm quite extroverted as a person.
Yeah.
I did not know anybody.
Obviously.
I did not know anybody when I came. Yeah, the backstory is like I moved to Ireland because there was an Instagram competition and I applied to the competition and I won, which was for a fully funded master's in Ireland. And so, of course, they should told me like you're moving here. I was like, oh, well,
okay.
You know? So there was no like foresight into it. But I do a lot of things for fun. I read, I write. I'm really into.
She makes
cocktails.
Well.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, you guys should watch her vlogs. I just watched the Croatia one.
Yes, I travel a lot.
The beginning was.
Thank you, love.
I'm screaming. Oh my god! First of all, the sounds and the fact that guy's like, you know, when he was talking about
memento mori.
When he was talking, and then you use what he was saying to just like create.
Thank
my
you
god,
so
that
much.
was so creative.
Thank you, love.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Also,
but yeah, I travel a lot as well, both for work and for play, which is really nice. Yeah, I write, I read, I vlog.
Yeah, I think you probably would have connected with more people than I because I didn't go for a lot of like networking events, so and I know you did, or you're still like in the process of going for all these events. So yeah, I'm sure you would definitely like have more connections than I would. I'm always just at home. I just, since I moved into this house, it's like I don't want to go out.
I wouldn't leave it either. It's
I don't
nice.
know. I feel like living in a castle. I'm like, oh my god, so I'm not leaving my castle.
Yeah, most of it. And you want to make the most out of rent. I think in Dublin, like once you step out. You get to know everybody, so by the like 3rd month in, you're kind of seeing the same people at parties. They recognize you by name.
Exactly.
And so like I think after a while, especially when I was writing my dissertation, I kind of took a step back because I was like, oh, I can predict who's gonna be at and now I want to be a bit more strategic in the relationships that I cultivate because like it's important.
Yeah, actually,
like they say like show me your friends and they'll tell you who you are.
True.
So it's that. But yeah, that's kind of my reflections on community.
Awesome.
It's easy. You'll make friends. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I'm so glad that we actually got to talk about this because I know a lot of people coming into Ireland or into Dublin are just wondering like what's the life like. So here is, I know that this video is actually pretty long, but anyway, like it's just very insightful in case you're just wondering how the life here is and how to go about certain things. So first of all, I'd just like to say a very big thank you to Ngozi for coming on today's show. Thank you so much for coming. I am so grateful. Like I didn't even expect that you would respond. I just posted randomly like who would like to be on my next episode, and she just indicated, and I was just so excited. I'm like, yay! So it's great to have you here.
Thank you, love. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, and I totally had fun. I hope you guys actually had fun as well. And if you haven't seen the first episode, please don't forget to see that. And don't
link it in the cards.
Don't also forget to subscribe to her channel. Very, very important. I'm leaving the link in the description box. Also, please tell me what your take home was from this video, how you felt. Like, what are your thoughts? Any questions that you have, please just leave them in the comment section and I will respond to them. Thank you once again for watching my video to the end. If you haven't already subscribed, come on.
Come on.
Hit
Don't
that
be
subscribe
lame.
button now. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. But till then, au revoir.
Au revoir, mon amis. Bye, y'all. See you later.